Imagine a world where women led armies, governed vast empires, and shaped the destiny of nations. A world where gender equality wasn't just a modern aspiration, but a living reality, thriving long before colonial powers or Western ideals. Welcome to ancient Africa, a continent whose stories of women's power and gender balance have been buried or twisted by history. Today we're diving deep into this rich past, uncovering the roles of women who shaped kingdoms, from Rwanda's remarkable legacy to Egypt, Dahomey, and Nigeria. By the end, you'll see why Africa's history holds powerful lessons on empowerment, and why the West has nothing new to teach us. Let's rewrite history together. Let's start by tossing out the stereotypes. The common narrative paints pre-colonial Africa as a man's world. But the truth is far more inspiring. Across Africa's diversity, women weren't passive. They were queens, warriors, traders, and lawmakers. In matrilineal societies like the Akan of modern-day Ghana, women were custodians of lineage, controlling trade in vibrant markets and passing land through the mother's line. In the Kingdom of Aksum, women like Queen Makeda, tied to the Queen of Sheba, forged diplomatic ties across continents. And in Yoruba culture of Nigeria, the Iyalode, a female chief, advised kings and led trade guilds. These women shattered myths of universal patriarchy, showing a continent where power was shared. So what made these societies so dynamic? Let's zoom into some unforgettable stories. Picture Rwanda, a land of misty hills and fierce resilience. In pre-colonial Rwanda, women were pillars of society, not just mothers but landholders and advisors. The Umugabekotsi, or Queen Mother, was a powerhouse. She co-ruled, shaped policy, and was a kingmaker. Women wielded influence as royal advisors and spiritual guides. Colonial rule disrupted this, imposing Western patriarchy and sidelining women. But today, Rwanda leads the world with over 61% women in parliament, a nod to its ancient roots. Rwanda proves gender equality isn't imported, it's homegrown. Rwanda's not alone. Let's sail to ancient Egypt, where women ruled as pharaohs. Hatshepsut, one of Egypt's greatest leaders, reigned for over 20 years, boosting trade and building epic monuments. She wore the king's beard, proving leadership was about skill, not gender. Cleopatra VII, fluent in 9 languages, outsmarted Roman rivals as a cunning diplomat. Now head west to Dahomey in modern Benin. The Agoji, the so-called Dahomey Amazons, were an all-female army, feared for 2 centuries. They led battles and awed French colonizers with their courage. In Nigeria's Yoruba lands, the Iyaloja, or market queen, ruled commerce, settling disputes and shaping politics. These women weren't exceptions. They were legends, proving Africa's gender balance. So what went wrong? Colonialism didn't just redraw maps, it rewrote societies. From the 15th century, Europeans imposed their patriarchal norms. In Rwanda, queen mothers lost clout. Akan matrilineal systems crumbled as colonial laws favored men. The Iyaloja's power waned, and missionaries branded female spiritual leaders as witches. Worse, colonial narratives erased these stories, painting Africa as backward to justify control. The Iyalode, Agoji, and Hatshepsut were dismissed or forgotten. This distortion lingers, making many think Africa was always patriarchal. But the truth: Africa's history brims with gender partnership, a legacy the West often disrupted, not invented. What have we uncovered? Ancient Africa was a beacon of gender equality. From Rwanda's queen mothers to Egypt's pharaohs, Dahomey's warriors, and Yoruba's market queens. These women were the heartbeat of their world. Colonialism tried to silence them, but their legacy lives in Rwanda's parliament, Nigeria's markets, and beyond. The West doesn't own gender equality. It has much to learn from Africa's ancient wisdom. Imagine a world embracing these lessons. Power shared, voices equal. That's Africa's gift to us. Share these stories, challenge stereotypes, and let's look to Africa for progress. Drop your favorite heroine in the comments, ancient or modern. Africa's story is one of power and possibility. Let's make sure the world hears it.